I work in elections. We've been in election season for a while, so it's nice to be kind of getting out of that season.
Yeah, agreed. And sometimes not doing too much on the holiday weekend is perfectly fine.
Yeah, a good staycation.
Exactly.
How about you? Anything exciting?
We had some friends come over with their kids. Kids all played together. We played some games. It was pretty chill, pretty relaxing, but still something. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, not too bad. A little bit of a skeleton crew today so far. I know Melissa responded, so I assume she's planning on being here. And then I saw that Mir said that he was out of the country and using that as a flimsy excuse. So.
See, now I gotta wonder if Mir goes back and watches these recorded meetings. Mir, I love you. I don't care what Josh says. I think you're great. I'm guessing he's not watching these I doubt people are watching these recorded meetings after the fact. I think also over we've been at this 12 months now, because we started in July of last year. So I think we've had a little attrition along the way, but good input along the way too.
Right. And hopefully are right on the cusp of closing up and getting this all submitted. So yeah, I did read over the updated draft, and I'm pretty pleased with where we are. So we'll see if we've got extra comments today, but I think we're in a good place.
Yeah, it kind of read to me as all but done last time. Just a few things with our staff suggestions to fill out a little content or help us come up with an idea for a date. I think that was a lot of things where we just had complete X, but we didn't have complete X by when. And so I think just looking at whatever revisions happened since last time, and I think maybe we can put our stamp of approval on and submit it.
I like it a lot. Yeah, I did notice that there was a lot of kind of complete X by September, complete X by August, and so it was good stuff. I like that a lot. Wanda must have liked it too, because she's smiling. So oh no, Eleanor, what'd you do to your wrist or hand or something?
It's carpal tunnel.
Oh, okay.
It's it comes with pregnancy apparently, which is not something they ever tell you.
Huh.
I mean, it doesn't.
You're not supposed to deliver the baby yourself, right?
Your body is like 50% more blood than usual, and that makes the veins I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Interesting.
Also really good for vampires.
Right. There you go. Well, congratulations on getting through pregnancy without getting attacked by vampires. So,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. I mean, I guess, I mean, we're already at 8 minutes after. I'll wait until 10 after, but I mean, at some point we've got to start. I guess, Jake, you and I can just look through everything and approve it. We're good to go.
Yeah, well, I think we've had some sign-offs from other folks at various steps along the way and lots of
Okay.
good input. So yeah, I'd be okay with moving forward if we don't have anyone else joining us here in another minute or so. Like I don't want to jump the agenda, but I'm just kind of especially interested in seeing what, if anything, has changed since the in the document since last time, just because we had those suggested staff assistance areas. But after getting walked through those, I think maybe we sign off and
I agree.
call it completed.
I like it. I like it. Okay,
And
well,
also
at 10 after, I will officially call to order, because that is within my power. So we'll give it another few seconds here. But Eleanor, yeah, I looked over what you had sent out earlier today, and it's looks really good. So
I also have a designed version of it. That's not just the Word document, if you would like to see that.
ooh, well, that sounds snazzy.
I try.
Okay. Well, we are at 10 after, so I will officially call us to order. Welcome to the June NDO subcommittee meeting. I believe I got the pop-up earlier that we are recording, so all of this has in fact been recorded up till now, and should be recorded. So I think we are clear to go ahead and start. So our first is welcome and introductions. Mackenzie, I haven't met you before. I'm Josh Rice. I'm on the Human Relations Committee, and then on the NDO subcommittee here. Would you like to introduce yourself? I'm sure
Yes.
others may know you.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I am the new intern for Human Relations / DEI, so I'm excited to partake in this meeting today. And it sounds like you guys are wrapping things up, but
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here through the summer, so yeah, nice to meet everyone.
Cool. Yes, you came in at just the right time, because we're wrapping it up, and all we needed was your input, and then we're good to go. So, okay, cool. Next on the agenda is Pride Month Proclamation and Festival. I had Pippin, I've got a golden retriever who desperately wants my attention. I had messaged Rhonda earlier that obviously I knew it was Pride Month, but I don't know the details about the festival. And she had said that Jamie might be able to share those, but I don't know if Jamie is on or not. Looks like not. Oh, there's
Hi,
Rhonda.
y'all. My
Hello.
apologies. I was talking to Myra and Jamie. They were in my office. We were trying to put out a quick little fire there. So Jamie's going to check the holding room to see if Melissa and others may be there.
Oh, okay. I hadn't even thought about holding her.
Yeah, she's got that going right now. And I see Iris was in there and Carlin. Jamie, anybody else in there in the waiting room?
Everybody's here.
Yeah, I think we were expecting Melissa, right, Josh?
I certainly would have been, yeah. But I already called to order at 10 after, and we did some introductions. Mackenzie introduced herself, so we're good through there.
Okay.
But yeah, I had assumed Melissa was going to be here, but I also know that she's very pleased with where we are so far. So I wouldn't feel awkward at all, like if we get to a sign-off spot today. I'm sure she'd be supportive of that.
Okay. So Eleanor and Drashanta have been working quite diligently on helping to get the report finalized. And so, ladies, would either of you happen to be able to share that on screen?
I can do that. Do you
Okay.
want to see the Google Docs version or the designed version?
I say we skip ahead to the design version, Jake.
Okay.
100% of the subcommittee members agree.
Oh, host disabled participant screen sharing.
Uh-oh, Jamie can
Uh-oh.
fix that.
And I can change the design. I promised I'd make you look at, I promised I'd make you something that looked pretty, and I did my best, but it's all changeable.
All good.
It should
Okay.
work now, Eleanor.
Okay,
Ooh.
there it is.
Oh, I like the rainbow at the bottom.
Thanks. So that's all just, and the content's the same. It's just in sort of a different package.
Yeah,
Where-
absolutely.
Um,
I do reporting and analytics for a living, and my motto is always like keep things simple and clean. Like little bits of color are good, but like for the most part, I just want it readable and simple and clean. So I really like what you've done here.
Thanks. I did change the format a little bit to put the peer examples and performance measures under each action item, because I think that's a lot easier to read than the way it was before when they were separated.
I love it, and I think that's really important too. I think the peer examples really give us a nice roadmap, so that's awesome.
Was there any particular place you wanted to stop and discuss?
I think Jake had mentioned, and I agree that that going through and like maybe talking about any of the most recent updates and changes, just so that we can kind of zero in on that, make sure we're all good there.
I think that was mainly adding these numbers to the performance measures.
Okay.
So 3 trainings per quarter. It said number trainings per quarter before. So now we have a 3, that type of thing.
Okay.
I like it. Very quantifiable.
Yeah, it says 3. I used 3 a lot because it's once per month,
Right.
which seems doable.
Right. We don't want to paint ourselves into a corner with something that we don't have the resources to be able to do. And so, yeah, no, I like that.
6.
Ooh, stop at that one for a second. I just want to read through it. At least 6 additional gender neutral beds and 1 from the emergency per quarter.
Per quarter?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds wonderful. Is that long-term achievable? Like, are we going to get to a point where we've maxed out where we're adding beds on the rooftop? And I mean, the problem is I don't really know. Like, I don't know what our capacity is to potentially add,
Yeah,
Uh,
I would suggest maybe we would look at that. Remember now, this report is going to go to the Human Relations Commission before it goes to City Council. But I would highly suggest that we look at that number. Maybe we could even get input from community development, because that's kind of more, I'm not going to say that's their area per se, but because they do funding and partnerships with a lot of the emergency shelters, they might be able to give us some feedback in terms of whether or not that number is too high or too low.
Okay.
okay.
Sorry for the baby noises. My babysitter is sick, so it's all me today. Okay. Added this performance measure to this one. We didn't put in peer examples on these because they didn't really seem applicable for these 2 items.
Okay.
But
Yeah, like I know some other cities have different enforcement mechanisms, but I think it's just kind of seeing if what we've got already is working, then we maybe don't need to change things. But if it does, then we can start to look at other options.
Then outreach to at least 1 organization per quarter. Crosswalk to be completed by next June, hopefully in time with Pride, because that seems like the optimal time to do it to get the most attention.
Could we make that June 1 of 2023? Is that too specific?
If you want, sure. I'm going back to the Google's doc that I can actually edit to put that in,
Sure.
and then it will be added to the design version later. Oh, geez. Sorry. I'm very sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, back to this. 100% score in 5 years.
I like it.
We're inching closer and closer.
Oh, I mean, when I saw 100%, I was like, oh, but then I'm like, 5 years. You know what? Let's do that. Like, let's
And
make that our goal.
I
Yep.
think they've started offering extra credit in some areas, so I think above 100% might
Oh,
even be
okay.
possible now, even though it used to not
Okay.
be possible. So yeah, I think 100% in 5 years. That sounds pretty doable to me.
I mean,
I like
we've
that.
improved a lot just in the last 5 years, so.
Okay.
Again, put a June date on this just to coincide with Pride, because I figured that would be good for media coverage.
What was it?
For the collaboration with, what was
Oh,
it?
historic places.
Yeah, Human Relations Commission, Historic Resources Commission, yeah.
Both the HRCs working together.
And I changed this to be per year because there isn't necessarily a day in every quarter, but we know that there are at least 3 days a year and we should recognize them.
International.
And here we have convert 3 stalls per quarter. This is mainly a signage issue, right? So surely 3 per quarter is realistic.
I think so too. Yeah.
And make contact and offer to work with at least 1 facility per quarter. Add resources by August. This is just adding resources to a web page, so surely that is easily done. And add this general page by September.
Mhm.
Again, should be pretty easily done. And then offer outreach at least once per quarter.
Okay, all those seem reasonable.
And that's it.
Well, that's fantastic.
And other than dates, were there any kind of substantive changes, or was it just kind of getting some specific dates and measures on there?
The only things that were marked were dates and measures.
All right. Well, I feel happy and ready to sign off on this and to submit it to the HRC. And then if HRC, like I think with the June 1st of next year for the sidewalk, like I'd like to get that a little more specific, just so it's really ready in time for the Pride
Right.
Festival. And then I think that was a good suggestion about checking on the realistic capacity for number of beds to fund. But I do want to see that have some
Yes.
concrete goal on there, because I think if we just had a generic, like, let's try to fund more beds, that probably wouldn't happen. So
Right.
I think something specific and kind of recognizing that queer youth are disproportionately represented among people experiencing homelessness, like up to 40% of homeless people around the country tend to be queer youth. Like, I don't think we will get to a point where we can say, yeah, we are requiring or funding 40% of all beds are for queer folks. But I think having some concrete measure and not whether that number goes up or down a little bit, not letting it dip too much. But yeah, I think I'm ready to put a stamp of approval on this.
Mhm. Or even like adds a certain number of beds until we get to, 40% or 20% or something like that. So. Okay,
Okay, I'll look into that. I'll make that one date more specific for the crosswalk, and I will look into that one number, and that's it.
I think so. Eleanor, wonderful job on this.
Thank you.
And Shanta too. Sorry, I don't mean to. I know you both have worked together on this, so fantastic job. I'm super, super pleased.
I'm very glad you like it.
Well, good stuff.
It looks good. Yes, ladies. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
And And Shanta and I were going back and forth with drafts while Eleanor was out trying to get it fine tuned, right, Shanta? Trying to make sure that we had some of the categories the way you all wanted them to look. And so, and Eleanor, you know, thank you for putting the finishing touches and doing all the things that you did. It was a true team effort. So
The design is awesome, Eleanor. It's really nice.
Thanks.
yeah, our NDOs did a great job. So good job, NDOs.
Yay.
Yay.
We are so happy to have you guys.
Y'all did a lot of work too, subcommittee.
Oh, absolutely. We, you know, Jake, Josh, Amaris, y'all are just real troopers for hanging in there this whole time, this whole year, the past year with us and making this a reality. And it couldn't have happened without you. And the three of you certainly have been the backbone. And of course, Jerry and Mir, and you know, others have been there too along the way. But you know, the three of you have really just hung in there with us. And we really appreciate you for that. We really do.
That's awesome. We appreciate you guys. It's been a wonderful team effort, a good project to work through. So I am super excited.
Absolutely.
Hey, Maris. Hey,
So,
Melissa.
yes, hi. So
Melissa,
the
we
next
can't hear
steps-
you.
Now he can't see me. One or the
You
other.
get one or the other. You can't have both.
So next steps, everyone, will be to move forward because I'm trusting now, and I know Amaris and Melissa, you all joined after it was shared on screen. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so Eleanor, can you do the honors once again? Because Melissa and Amaris joined us a little late. We want them to see it because those who were here have said that they're comfortable with forwarding the report on to the Human Relations Commission. Because Shanta, as you all know, had already been working on formatting the report, pulling the content together based on what you all said before. And Eleanor has put finishing touches on it and she's fine-tuned it. So we want you to see this end result. We want to
Okay.
make sure you're in agreement.
And
So
Eleanor, is this what you sent out to us earlier today, the link?
No, this is not the one she sent out
Okay.
earlier. This is the edited, pretty fine-tuned with nice color on it. The one she sent out earlier was just the text that was needed.
Okay.
This has the design on it.
Yeah, the text is all the same. This is just the design version.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for all the work that you've helped with on this.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, this is all the same stuff that you guys already talked about in the past. The new stuff is here. Performance measures mostly, 3 trainings per quarter, which is 1 per month. Again, recognize at least 3 per quarter, 1 per month. This is a number that we need to look into. This is the one thing that we're still waiting on now. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. I was not even scrolling. Okay. This may change because we need to find out a little more information.
Okay.
And we added performance measures here, which is just, review the data at least once a year, make changes as necessary, and then offer outreach to at least 1 organization per quarter. We put the date of June 1st, 2023 for the crosswalk to coincide with Pride and get like optimal press coverage. Put a 5-year date on getting that 100% score, which hopefully is achievable. And another June 23 date for the historic LGBT sites, just really for maximum press coverage. Change this to at least 3 national days per year. I didn't want to do it per quarter on that one because there isn't necessarily a day every quarter, but we know that there are at least 3 days per year because they are listed right here. And 3 toilet stalls converted per quarter. Again, that's mostly signage, so that shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Contact, offer to work with at least 1 long-term care facility per quarter. Add the SAGE resources to the senior page by this August. add this new LGBTQIA resources page by September, and then offer the outreach to the community populations about boards and all of that at least once per quarter. And everything else has been here for a while, so that's the new stuff.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good. Thank you for going back over that. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Emerson Melissa, are you okay with where we are with pending the one edit for number of beds added per quarter that
Yeah.
that we are good to go for submission?
Yeah, I kind of felt like we're kind of talked out or ideaed out at this point. So yeah, I think it's just a good time to move it forward.
Awesome. Okay, well, I don't necessarily think that we will need another meeting for that. I mean, not that we can't meet next month, but that Eleanor, when you are comfortable with that, if you want to just send that out, I think I would be okay giving just an email thumbs up and going forward with that. So is everyone else comfortable with that?
Yes.
Excellent.
And Commissioner Price, we can certainly reconvene the NDO study subcommittee if the Human Relations Commission has some specific questions or they need additional information from you all collectively, because the next step will be to forward this on to the Human Relations Commission if you all are in agreement.
Yeah.
Very good.
And so if you want to take a vote on that, you can do so that we can make it official.
Oh, okay.
And the Human Relations Commission is not, they do meet in June. They will not, most advisory boards and groups do not meet in July. Usually that's a month off. And the city council is the same. They don't meet in July.
Okay.
And so a lot of the groups will resume meeting in August or September. And so just to give you that as an FYI. So for the Human Relations Commission, that means either reviewing the report at the June meeting or possibly waiting until the retreat that they're planning, which will be virtual in August.
Okay. Okay, that sounds great. Do we do a full standard motion and vote on that? Okay.
Yes.
It's been a while since we had a thing to vote on here. So okay, well then if I could get a motion to vote on submitting this document to the Human Relations Commission.
Sure, I move that we submit the NDO document to the HRC with the 2 suggested amendments of the June 1st deadline for the sidewalk for next year and the suggested amendment of adjusting the bed numbers to whatever city capacity says is realistic to go forward to the HRC committee.
Wonderful.
I second it.
Excellent. Okay, if we could go ahead and vote on that. Jake Guthergold.
Aye.
Amaris Carr.
Aye.
Melissa Thompson.
Aye.
And I from myself.
Woo-hoo.
The ayes have it. I've always wanted to say that.
We did it.
Amazing.
Congratulations. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you all.
It has been wonderful. So I feel really good about the work we've done here. So fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, we will go ahead and return to our agenda because we got a couple of fun things to talk about. And then we will wrap ourselves up here. So we were going to talk about the Pride Month Proclamation and Festival and Trust Talks. Jamie, Wanda said that you'd be okay talking about the Pride Month Proclamation Festival. I just don't have the metrics and dates and stuff in front of me. Is that something you can cover?
Sure. Jake can also talk about the proclamation. He's been part of that with Jerry. But the festival, we will have a table. So, and that is on June 18th. And we would like to know if anybody from the committee would like to help us man that table. Otherwise, we have staff that will be divided throughout the day. But if anyone would like to be there with us to give out information about the NDOs and our fair housing stuff, that would be awesome. And then Jake, if you wanted to say anything about the proclamation.
Yeah, the proclamation got issued. It was great to see the mayor issue a proclamation, the governor issued a proclamation, the president issued a proclamation, like up and down the levels of government. It's nice to see the queer community getting supported in that way. I've worked with the city council and mayor's office for the past couple of years on getting that issued, and Jerry kind of took the lead this year. In particular, he drafted a shorter version that is traditional because his hope is to get it read actually at Pride, so it didn't need to have like 1,000 whereas clauses. So I think he was hoping perhaps the mayor would be willing to, or maybe we could get a city council member to, or someone to read it there. So that's kind of a ball in his court. But if anyone has those connections to help make that happen, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. But I'm excited to see the proclamation has happened.
That is awesome. And Jamie, I am very likely to volunteer. I just hadn't cleared my schedule yet, and between that and Juneteenth, both very near and dear to my heart, I wanted to just make sure that I was clear before giving a definite thumbs up on anything. So I will get back to you on that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake, thank you for mentioning, I'm sorry, Jake, not Jake, Josh, Commissioner Price, thank you for mentioning Juneteenth as well, because we do have Juneteenth also on the same day as Pride. And so as Jamie alluded to, we will have staff at both locations. The staff has been gracious enough to figure out ways to cover both because we are sponsors of both programs. And so I would encourage everyone, if they have an opportunity, to check out both events.
Definitely. Cool. Okay, and the next item on our agenda was the LGBTQIA+ trust talks, which I unfortunately was not able to attend. I had a hard conflict, but Melissa, I know you were there. Would you mind kind of giving just a general summary of how everything went?
I don't know if I'm confused. I was thinking I was at the Hispanic.
Yes.
And that was my mistake, Josh. That was my mistake because I said that to you earlier, but I meant to say she was at the Hispanic Trust Talks. So she can talk about how that went, and so we can anticipate what to expect for LGBT. Sorry,
I was the Hispanic one as well. I thought I had missed a Hispanic, or the LGBTQ one like last month or something. So okay.
No.
Oh,
my
mistake.
fault.
Oh no, it's all good. All good. Well, I'll give a quick summary, and then if anyone wants to jump in, then that's great. But the trust talks are, of course, talks between our police community and our community. In this, usually with a special focus on a section of the community, often one that has particular specific issues or is in need of extra support from the police department. And so they're wonderful. I've been to several of them over the last few years, and our officers and I mean, usually we get a very good representation from the police department. Chiefs and lieutenants and officers, and everyone's very open and very supportive. It's usually a very constructive conversation, but real, right? It isn't all just a big parade of thank you for your service. Like, real issues come up, and it's very much gets talked about. But I absolutely encourage everyone to attend when it is. Is this an upcoming one, Wanda? Like upcoming next month or so? I see Jamie nodding. So yeah.
Yes, Jamie's going to speak to that. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. But yeah, I definitely encourage people to attend. We divide out into little subgroups and subcommittees, so we can kind of get a very small group where we talk about very specific issues, talk about like what the police department could do better, what types of services that maybe they could offer that would better support that particular community. And like I said, they're always very open to it. Obviously, there's always funding issues, personnel issues, staffing issues. No department can do everything, but they're very open to ideas, and it's a great opportunity just to meet each other and just to get to know each other, and that solves so many issues just up front, just having that personal connection. So anyway, I will stop talking. But that is I definitely am very supportive of those. I think they're wonderful. Jamie, if you want to kind of give the details on it.
Sure. So I did just send out a flyer, social graphic you can put on social media. We do require registration by the 17th. So the event is Thursday, the 23rd at 6 p.m. and it'll be via Zoom. We ask for registration to be in by the 17th. So that gives us time to get the Zoom link sent out to everybody. Obviously, if somebody finds out about it 2 days before, we're gonna, let them join us unless we have hit our max. We like to have no more than 50 community members so that we have a balance between community members and officers. And so yeah, this is a special Trust Talks that will focus on the LGBTQIA+ community. We thought that Pride Month was a good time to do that. I know it's a busy month for with the Pride Festival right then, the weekend before, but hopefully by Thursday, the 23rd at 6 p.m., we will be able to get a group of community members to come and talk to the police department.
That sounds wonderful. Okay. Our next agenda item was the status and review, which I feel like we've already accomplished. So any other thoughts or comments there before we move on to the department updates? Okay. Wanda, do you have any department updates for us today?
Yes, I do. And actually, the young lady I was going to introduce to you had to leave because she gets off at 4:30. But Mackenzie Krall was on the call with us, and she is our new graduate intern. And so, like I said, I think she left just a few minutes ago because she does get off at 4:30. But I just was going to introduce her to you. And that was pretty much it, because we talked about a lot of the other things that were going on with the staff and in terms of Juneteenth and Pride and all of that. So that's really all I had.
Wonderful. Well, yeah, when we jumped on, Mackenzie was on early. And
Yes.
so I introduced myself to her and I had her introduce herself. So that's
Good.
She's already introduced herself on video and everything. So she
Perfect.
can't take it back.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think that is it, unless we've got any other community updates or events to mention.
I just wanted to chime in and say, as any other groups get created, Indio kind of groups get created for other protected classes or groups of protected classes, I'm happy to help spread the word. Like I know for this committee, we had like a link on the Winston-Salem City website, and we shared that around. That helped recruit people. So if other ones get created, I want those to be successful. And so anything we can do to help spread the word, let me know.
Wonderful. Okay, well then, Wanda, if I understand you right, and if I understand our setup right, we are not going to have any more scheduled meetings. This is it. We will come back together as needed on an ad hoc basis from here on out.
Exactly. Mission accomplished. You all did it in a year. You are awesome. Thank you for all of your hard work. And again, if the Human Relations Commission deems it appropriate to bring you all back together to address any questions or concerns they may have about the report, we will be in touch.
Awesome. Jake and Amaris, it's been wonderful to get to know you guys. Shanta and Eleanor, welcome so much, and thank you for all your work on this. Melissa, wonderful to work with you as always. So, any last comments before we go?
Just thanks everyone, and happy Pride Month.
Sounds great. Happy Pride Month and great work, everyone. I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.